Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Well, we were talking about this yesterday, and I said, offhandedly, I wasn't really that serious, but maybe I should have acted a little bit more serious. We were talking about this descending triangle, and I said, everyone thinks it's going to go down, so it's most likely going to go up. And I was joking, okay? I was I was joking because I was one of the people who thought most likely it's gonna come back down. But it didn't. It didn't. Here we are. We moved up almost 13% for the day. I think it wicked up 13%. Um and here we are at 37,700. Almost 37,800. Uh, Trading up 13%. What we saw here was fascinating. I mean, we're on the daily here, but let's flip it to the hourly and see what happened. Well, no line is perfect, but essentially what happened was yesterday during the day we saw Bitcoin surge very consistently throughout the day. I mean, this is starting from late afternoon. Sorry, that's the 27th. Um, from the start of the 28th. Okay, it was moving up consistently. It broke above, all right, in the early hours of the night at UTC time. I don't know what exact time it was there for you, but for me it was around like late evening, so to speak, and then it came back down. You could say that it hit this support, the top of the trend descending triangle, and then here we are at 8 o'clock UTC. Um, and it just shot up like a rocket. That's where we saw the majority of the 12% move. And if you look on the daily, it shows something not as intricate, obviously, but we saw the candle from yesterday go up. It closed. The new candle became started above or outside of the descending triangle, came back down, but ultimately it shot right up, and now we see this breakout here. So fascinating stuff. This has some interesting implications because yesterday we were talking about, okay, well, if Bitcoin does this, then all coins have two options here, and those options was to bleed more, or we potentially might see a decoupling of of Ether Bitcoin, for example, and Bitcoin USD. But we were mainly focused on the notion of Bitcoin dropping, right? Like I brought out instances of Ether Bitcoin soaring during weeks of Bitcoin dropping 17%. But here we are. We're in a new scenario of Bitcoin actually coming back up, going up. Now it's at 13%. This thing is not stopping. Um, and here we are. We see, you know, Bitcoin, Ether Bitcoin bleeding, Link bleeding, Uniswap bleeding, um, Celsius bleeding, Basic Attention Token bleeding. Like my altcoin positions are bleeding at the moment, um, and that is not a surprise of of altcoins doing this when Bitcoin is doing that. We've seen it in the past. Uh, and this is something to be expected if Bitcoin does shoot up like a rocket like this. The other thing that this greatly affects, which I find interesting, and I find it extremely interesting because we're coming to the weekend. Today is Friday. All right. Bitcoin dominance shot up 1.62 percentage points for today alone, from the bottom. So ever since the beginning of the week on Monday, we came up, we got up 3.27 percentage points. What we might see a play of is simply another move like what we saw on the 27th of October to November. We saw it bounce and come back up to the what used to be support and act as resistance. Um, you could also see that play happening here in February of 2020, where we bounced off and then that support acted as resistance. And we know that it was never going to be an easy drop. There's going to be hiccups along the way. You could say this is a potential hiccup. We could also say, hey, this might be another end of November, beginning of January sort of deal where Bitcoin dominance went from 62.30 all the way up to 72, 73. At $1 trillion market cap at 73% Bitcoin dominance, that's that that's a pretty high number of Bitcoin. That's definitely more than $42,000. That's probably pushing around 60, especially if altcoin US dollar valuations stay the same or keep up. So keep that in mind. So what we might see here, because the last 2 weekends, and this is what's going to be interesting. The last 2 weekends, we saw altcoins shoot up like a rocket. We saw Ether Bitcoin make its moves during the weekend. Okay. January 3rd and 4th was Saturday, Sunday. January 19th was a Sunday, or sorry, was a Saturday. Um, Chainlink's great move uh, was a weekend. 14th and 15th, I believe, was a weekend. So we're seeing this happen, and we're seeing Bitcoin shoot up like a rocket in lieu of the weekend. So the question becomes: does Bitcoin continue this move, or does the weekend altcoin rally still happen? Uh, to be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, even having it the weekend rally happen again is a little far fetched. Definitely a possibility. And I said it doesn't have to be the weekend, but Ethereum is still breaking out of this, uh, monthly symmetrical triangle here. Even after today's move, it's still out. And if we're able to close on Monday above this triangle, then I'm quite bullish. So we'll see what happens. But Bitcoin does have something to say about it. It's up 14.5% now. It's at $38,000, and it's increased $1,000 at the time of this recording, which is wild. So I think what's important, you guys, in coming of the weekend is taking a look at Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is the star of the show right now, especially when it has a monstrous move like this. You can see when Bitcoin has monstrous moves, the most likely outcome is if altcoins start to bleed or altcoins stay and watch. They really don't do anything. So keep an eye on that. In the weekend, if we see volume start dropping off and kind of calming down, altcoins might take that advantage, and we see another weekend rally. Um, the other scenario is Bitcoin continues to rally, and you could say that it will, because this is a breakout. This is a very good looking breakout. Can get to the highs of $42,000. Um, I think if we you know if we take the line of here to here and measure it from here to here, that brings us to about maybe a little above $45,000 is the target, and that's probably what some people have in mind. I'm not much of a proponent of that. I don't think it really works, but uh, I'm a definite proponent of momentum shifts even on the daily. So we saw this could be interpreted as a clear momentum shift, a beginning of a clear momentum shift, because we've broken out. This would probably continue. If it does continue, then altcoins will continue to bleed. But fear not. Um, Bitcoin can surge higher. Bitcoin is still at 65, 66% dominance. The question is when we get to 67 and a half, does Bitcoin bounce? Does it bounce off of that support, now resistance level? And is that where we see altcoins make the second round rally? Who knows? But this is quite interesting. I find it extremely funny. At certain points, like I know money is on the line, but things like this where everyone's saying like it has to go down, and Bitcoin has two words to say, and it's not today. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.